our emotion, I am suffering, drawing to our lives an event to match that emotional frequency. That is a good reason to suffer in a very real sense. We are asking for proof of the existence of universal intelligence at all times, and it sends us feedback in our external environment at all times. That is how powerful we are. The question at the heart of this book is this: why don't we send out a signal that will produce a positive outcome for us? How can we change so that the signal we send out matches that we intend to produce in our lives? We will change when we fully commit to the belief that by choosing the thought signal we send out, we will produce an effect that is observable and unexpected. With this objective intelligence, we are not punished for our sins, that is, our thoughts, feelings, and actions, but by them. When we project into the field a signal based on the thoughts and feelings, such as suffering produced by some undesirable experiences in our past, it is any wonder that the field responds in the same negative way. How many times have you uttered these words, a very similar ones? I can't believe it. Why does this always happen to me? Based on your new understanding of the nature of reality, do you now see that those statements reflects the acceptance of the Newtonian Cartesian model in which you are a victim of cause and effect? Do you see that you are fully capable of causing an effect yourself? Do you see that instead of responding in in the manner of a, could you be asking yourself, how can I think, feel, and behave differently to produce the effect result that I want? Our mission then is to willfully move into the state of consciousness that allows us to connect to universal intelligence, make direct contact with the field of possibilities, and send out a clear signal that we truly expect to change and to see the results that we want in the form of feedback produced in our lives. As for quantum feedback, when you create purposely request a sign from the quantum consciousness that you have made contact with it, dare to ask for synchronicities related for your specific desired outcome. When you do, you are being bold enough to want to know that this consciousness is real and that it is aware of your efforts. Once you accept this, then you can create in a state of joy and inspiration. The principle asks us to lay down what we think we know, surrender to the unknown, then observe the effect and the form of feedback in our lives. And that is the best way we learn when we get positive indication, when we see our external circumstances shift in a favorable direction. We know that whatever we did in inside of us was right. Naturally, we'll remember that we did so, we can do it again. So, feedback begins to occur in your life. You can choose to be like a scientist in a process of discovery. Why not monitor any changes? To see the universe is favorable to your efforts and prove to yourself that you are the powerful. So, how can we connect with the state of consciousness? Quantum physics is nonsense. Newtonian physics postulated that there is always linear series of interactions that are predictable and repeatable. Do you know if A plus B equals C, then C plus D plus E equals F? But if the wacky world of the quantum model of reality, everything is intercommunicating within a higher dimensional field of information that is holistically entangled beyond space and time as we know it. Phew. One reason why quantum physics is so elusive is that for years we have been accustomed to thinking based on our senses. If we measure and reaffirm reality with our senses, we are stuck in the Newtonian paradigm. Instead of quantum model demands that our understanding of reality based on not be based on our senses, quantum physics is nonsense. In the process of creating reality via the quantum model, our senses should be the last to experience what the mind has created. The very last thing we experience is sensory feedback. Why? Yep, Haba. Hello. How are you? Make it out. Shout out. How are you? Yes. This is the book written by Dr. Joe Dispenza, The Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So this is a science. Yeah. So it's merely science about about personality, personal development actually. Oh really? You're in the ninth grade and also study basic of physics. Okay, good for you. Yeah, I'm just reading the book and I'm sharing it here. Um, yeah. So thanks for reading with me. I'm just reading it to share to everyone what this book contains. Okay, I continue reading. Thanks for dropping by. Novel book. This is an article, a book written by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So I'll continue reading. The quantum is a multidimensional reality that exists beyond our senses. In a realm where there is no body, no thing, no time, thus to move into the domain and create from that paradigm. You will need to forget about your body for a little while. You will also have to temporarily shift your awareness away from your external environment. All those things that you identify in your life, your spouse, your kids, your possessions, and your problems are all part of your identity. Through them, your identity with the outer world, and finally, you will have to lose track of linear time, that is, in the moment when you are intentionally observing a potential future experience. You will have to be the present that your mind no longer vacillates between memories on the past and expectations of the same as usual future. Thank you. Thank you, Yep Haba. It's not isn't it ironic that to influence your reality, environment, heal your body, or change some event in your future time, you have to completely let go of your external world, noting you have to release your awareness of your body, no body. You have to lose track of time, no time. In effect, you have to become pure consciousness. Do that, and you have dominion over the environment, your body, and time. I affectionately call this the victory. And since the subatomic world of the field is made purely of consciousness, you cannot enter any other way than by a pure consciousness yourself. Very wise words written in the book. Yes, yes, it is. So that's why I became interested with this book. Yes, Yep Haba. Thank you. So I'll continue. You cannot walk through the door into the quantum field as a somebody. You must enter as a book. You must enter as a nobody. Your brain has the innate ability to harness this skill. Stay tuned for more. There, when you understand that you are fully equipped to do all this, leave this world behind and enter a new reality beyond space and time, you will be naturally inspired to apply in your life. Going beyond space and time. What does it mean to beyond space and time? There are constructs that humans created to explain physical phenomena involving location and our sense of temporal. When we talk about glass sitting on a table, we reference in the terms of location, where it is in space and how long it has occupied that location. As human, we are observed with these two conceptions. Where we where we are, how long we have been there, how long we will remain, where we'll go next. Even though time is not something that we can actually sense, we feel it passing in much the same way that we sense our location in space. We feel the second, minutes, and hours passing by, just as we feel our bodies press against our chairs and our feet planted on the ground. In the quantum field, the infinite probabilities for materializing reality are beyond time and space because a potential doesn't yet exist. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't have a location or occupy a position temporarily. Anything that doesn't have material existence, that hasn't had its waves of probability collapse into particle reality, exists beyond space and time. Since the quantum field is nothing but immaterially probability, it is outside of space and time. As soon as we observe one of those infinite probabilities and give it material reality, it requires those two characteristics. To enter the field, enter a similar state. Great. We have the power to make material a reality of our own choosing by selecting it from the quantum field, but we have to somehow access that field. We're always connected to it, but how do we get the field to respond to us if we are constantly emitting energy and therefore sending information to the field and receiving information from it? How do we communicate more effectively with it? In upcoming chapter, I will talk at length about how to enter the fields. For now, what you need to know is that to enter the field, which exists beyond space and time, you have to enter a similar state. Do you ever have any experience when time and space seem to disappear? Think of those moments when you are driving. Oh, it's actually 11 chapters, so I will just read one chapter, all I can, and maybe I will put it on a playlist soon when I finish it, because I think it takes around 8 hours to finish this book when you don't stop reading in a day. So I'll just read a few page and I will sleep later. Yes, yep, Haba. So I continue reading on the next page. Okay. Your thoughts are focused on some concern you have. When that happens, you forget about your body. You are no longer aware of how you feel in space. You forget about the environment. The internal world disappears. And you forget about time. You have no idea how long you are trans out. At moments like this, you have been at the threshold of the door that allows you to enter the quantum field and gain access to working with universal intelligence. In essence, you have already made true more real than anything else. Later, Later on, I will provide instruction on how to move into that state of consciousness regularly, to access the field and to communicate more directly with the universal intelligence that animates all things. Change your mind, change your life. As the chapter has progressed, I have led you from the notion that mind and matter are fully separable to the quantum model, which states that they are inseparable. Mind is matter and matter is mind. So all those times in the past when you tried to change, maybe your thinking was fundamentally limited. You likely believe that it always circumstances outside of you that needed to change. If I didn't have so many other commitments, I could lose the excess weight and then I would be happy. We have all stated some variation on that theme. If this, then that, cause and effect. What if you could change your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, and your way of being outside the bounds of that time and space? What if you could change ahead of time and see the effects of those internal changes in your external world? You can. What has profoundly and positively changed my life and the lives of many others is the understanding that changes, changing one's mind and thereby having new experiences and gaining new insight is simply a matter of breaking the habit of being yourself, of being oneself. When you overcome your senses, when you understand, when you understand that not bound on the chains of the past, when you live a little, when you live a life that is greater than your body, your environment, and time, all things are possible. The universal intelligence that animates the existence of all things will both surprise and delight you. It wants nothing more than to provide you with the access to all you want. In short, when you change your mind, you change your life. And a child shall lead them. Before we move on, I would like to share a story that illustrates just how powerful and effective being in contact with the greatest in intelligence can be in making change an integral part of your life. My children, now young adults, have used a meditation similar to the process I will describe to you in part 3 of this book. As a result of practicing these techniques, they have manifested some remarkable adventures. Since their childhood have had an agreement that they work on creating material things or events that they want to experience. However, our rule is that I don't interfere or assist with producing the outcome. They have to create intended realities on their own, using their minds and interacting with the quantum field. My 20 something daughter studies art in college. It was springtime and asked what she wants to manifest during an upcoming summer break. She had a laundry list. Instead of the typical college student home for the summer job, she wanted to work in Italy, learn and experience new things, visit a six Italian cities, and spend 1 week in Florence. Since she had friends there, she wanted to work for the 6 weeks of the summer, making a decent wage, then spend the rest of the break at home. I commended my daughter for her clear vision of what she wanted and reminded her that universal intelligence would orchestrate the way her dream summer would manifest. She would take care of the what, a greater consciousness would handle the how, since my daughter is practiced in the art of thinking and feeling ahead of actual experience. I merely reminded her to not only set an intention every day with regard to what that that summer. That summer would look like, what people she would see, what events would transpire, what places she would visit, but also to feel what it would be like to experience these things. I asked her to create a vision in her mind until it was so clear and real that the thought she was thinking became the experience, and her brain synapses began to wire that information as it was a reality. If she was still being the young woman in the dorm room with a dream of going to Italy, then she was still the same person living in the same reality. So while it was still March, she had to begin being that young woman who had been in Italy for half the summer. No problem, she said. She had experience like this before when she wanted to be in music video and when she wanted to experience an unlimited shopping spree. Both of these transpired in perfect elegance. I then reminded my daughter, you can get up for your mental creation of this experience as the same person you were when you sat down. You have to get up from your seat as if you just had the most amazing summer of your life. I got it, she said. She understood my reminder that each day she had to change to a new state of being, and after every mental creation, she was to go about her day living in the elevated mood of gratitude generated by having had that experience. My daughter called a few weeks later. Dad, the university is offering an history summer course in Italy. I can get the cost of the program and all expenses down from $7,000 to $4,000. Can you help me pay for that? Well, it's not that I'm an unsupportive parent, But this didn't strike me as what she had originally stated as her target. She was trying to control the outcome of this possible destiny instead of allowing the quantum field to orchestrate the events. I advised her to really inhabit that Italian trip and to think, feel, speak, and dream in Italian until she got loose in the experience. A few weeks later, when she called again, her excitement was palpable. She had been in the library chatting with her art history teacher, and they eventually slipped into speaking Italian. Both spoke the language fluently. At that point, her teacher said, I just remembered. One of my colleagues needs someone to teach level 1 Italian to some American student who will be studying in Italy this summer. Of course, my daughter was hired. Get this. Not only would she pay to teach all expenses covered, but she would be in 6 different cities in Italy for 6 weeks. Spend the last week in Florence and be able to be home for the second half of the summer. She manifested her dream job and every aspect of her original vision. This wasn't a case of a young woman pursuing the opportunity with a traditional dog determination to find a program, searching the internet, hounding professors, and so forth instead of following cause and effect. My daughter changed her state of being to the extent that she was causing an effect. She was living by the quantum law. As she electromagnetically connected to the intended destiny that existed in the quantum, her body was then drawn into the future event. The experience found her. The outcome was unpredictable. It came in a way that she in no way expected. It was synchronistic, and there was no doubt that it was the result of her internal efforts. Think about that for a moment. What opportunities are out there waiting to find you? Who are you being in this moment and every other moment? Is your being that way going to attract to all that you desire? Can you change your state of being? And once you inhabit a new mind, you can observe a new destiny. The answer are what the rest of this book is all about. So I'm done with the chapter 1. So I think I have to continue reading tomorrow because I'm just getting asleep. It's bedtime here now. It's past, what time is it? Oh, it's 1:35. Thanks for watching, guys. I still have appointment tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day your side. That's the first chapter. And another chapter would maybe it takes about 2 hours to read again. So I'll continue tomorrow. Good night. Bye.